my favorite garden to grow vegetables in, the chair garden. And because of that, I am going to get rid of another garden. Should I blame my chairs? Yeah, why not? Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California, and the sun is going down. I want to tell you about some changes that are coming. You know, I have gardens all over the yard. I've got the front yard, I've got the bird garden, I've got chair gardens, I've got everything. Well, just an update. The driveway garden, if you would have watched the video that we put together 4 years ago, I should have closed this out then.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I am done with this gardening. This is too much already. This is way too much gardening. I am done.
Robbie? No, Robbie. Don't stop gardening.
Okay.
Okay.
Seriously, this is too much for some people. And I'm going to show you how you can do all this 100 times easier. Come on, I'll show you how you can garden. No excuses. What the issue is, anybody can garden. Come with me. Years ago, I set this up kind of as a display, and of course for gardening for me, to show people that if they only had a driveway, they could set up a garden. I think you've got that idea. And since this goes all the way down, I don't know how many 100 feet, we've really stepped back, and I told Gary it's going to go, but not all of it. So don't get upset. The upside down planters, I have no place else to put them, so they're going to remain here because they do really good for growing lettuce, and I'm going to leave my cabbage and those there. But starting around where the purple bucket is, this is where it's going to go for multiple reasons. Number one, it takes a long time to water and maintain this because of the length and because of how far everything is spaced from everything. The water is really far down. It's all the way down there. We've got to drag like 100-foot hose just to do half of this. So this garden in the totes here and buckets, whatever I had here, could actually take me 10 to 20 minutes to do, not counting servicing it. Look how long it is. Where, on the other hand, if you walk over to my chair garden, and you've seen that before. I got to do this before the sun goes completely down. That garden takes me 5 minutes, not even 2 minutes. I'm going to probably continue to leave all this to around here. I may leave these large totes here, but all that is going to go. I want to be able to concentrate on my dog kennel, my tunnel, everything else we've been doing. This is magnificent. Somebody can build that and grow food vertically. You can have a dog kennel where we're going to cover this up and keep critters of all kinds out. And if you want to do lettuce and brassicas and things that don't need pollinators, let's cover the whole thing with tulle. We won't have anything in there. But this, no, even though it's got good points, like you don't get a lot of rodents because it's so open to the sky and they don't want to be open like that, though they will hide behind the totes. But I'll tell you something. Gopher snakes hide back there too, so a lot of them get eaten. I think it's better to retire that now, clean up the driveway, and let Gary order wood chips so they can bring in the big semi trucks and they can drop it off like he used to get right here. And he really enjoyed that. And then he can spread it around here. We spread all the wood chips that were left, I'm gonna think now 6 years ago, maybe 7. It's all basically gone. It's all broke down. It's soil. Things can grow in here. I've got squash starting in the ground. So if we do that, it will make life easier. I can concentrate on the stuff I really want to get going, like the chair garden, the bird garden. I want to continue to plant in there, flowers and everything. Get things up in order, like all this. Look at this garden here. This is my turmeric garden on a table, an old table that somebody threw out. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? Takes 2 seconds. Well, 30 seconds to water this whole thing. That's a big savings. And like I said, my chair garden, literally not even 5 minutes. The hose is right here. I just come in here and bam, we've got the whole thing watered, maintained, taken care of, all in one spot. it literally, to do that one section down there, it takes longer to do that than it does the chair garden, the bird garden, and the turmeric and the front yard. It's like one garden taking 5 times the amount of time, where I can just kind of get rid of that, make it open where he can get his wood chips, like I said, and I probably will keep those. I like that. I set that up a couple years ago. It used to be all on the ground, but now I've got those chairs that I think I bought it at a thrift store really cheap, where I've got the totes up and down, and I haven't really gotten to that yet either. I've really had a lot going on this year, but it's there, and I can empty the totes out or take some of it out, stick it in the wheelbarrow, and then even all winter load it up with weeds and different things and be ready for next spring if I don't get to it by the fall. So I think that's a better idea. What do you think? I think it's better, but this is my favorite, and I think everybody could really use a chair garden. That blue chair back there is over 30 years old, and it is going strong. The painted chairs, painted those about 20 years ago. After my daughter had a big birthday party and then they kept the chairs outside and the white was coming off, she gave them to me. I was buying tester paint back then. Started painting them just to have for around the yard, and they're still holding their color, and I've not repainted it since. And they're doing really good. I've been really happy with this. I wouldn't mind to have another chair garden. A couple times I've thought about making one here, but then I'll be taking the spot from Gary that he wants to have his wood chips. And you look at this. He comes out here and he helps me with that garden, because I haven't gotten to that yet. Though I have finished everything down here. I have finished the bird garden, the wall, everything's been done, the front yard, and the rainbow garden. I haven't gotten to that. So when I'm doing everything else, sometimes he grabs the hose if he's not working in his garden and he waters that part of the garden. So I'm going to change that up. So it's not a big change, but it's change for the better. So when you're setting up a garden, a vegetable garden, flower gardens are different because you want them all over the place. Think about how you're setting them up. Get them all in one spot. This is elevated. If I want to sit down on a chair and service it, I can service it, and I can grow anything in here. Not only do I grow in these 11 totes sitting on the chairs, I also grow on the bottom. All these containers that are catching the water as the water is coming out of the totes, that's garlic chives, that's turmeric, celery, and then I start a lot of geraniums. There's a lot of stuff I do with this. And then of course, to keep it cheap, these are cheap totes. You can get them for about $6, $7 at Walmart. These are 18 gallons. If you want to go smaller, Dollar Tree's got them for $5. And then I use the irrigation tubing. This has all been up since last year, though I improved it this year. It's been doing fantastic. I've got tomatoes coming up now, and I've got a little bit of shade on the top with flags. Or I use the sun visors that you put in cars. Look at this. Remember, those are made to sit in your hot car. And how long do they last? Over a year. So you can pick those up for $1.25 at Dollar Tree, and you can shade your plants that way. The lights are going on because it's getting dark. So I thought I would share that with you. Did a lot of thought. And I thought, you know, cutting that out is going to save us, just in watering, probably 20 minutes a day. And then from that, more time, because I'll be able to get around the garden and do more things in other places. And I don't need that garden there. I think it'll look nice. Put it back to what it was, driveway. And if I ever want to, what do I always say? We can always change your mind. And maybe I can do something else someday. But for now, let's get that tunnel going, and let's get the dog kennel and enjoy the chair garden. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. And what do you think about all that? Bye-bye.